Good morning, welcome back to Planet Doug, and I'm sitting here in the middle of Planet Doug Studios to start this video. And I'm doing that because I wanted to start the video doing something a little bit different. I'm going to get on my bicycle today. I'm here in Tanjung Balai, Sumatra in Indonesia, and I spent the last couple of days getting settled, getting my smartphones re-registered with customs and getting mobile data, got my bicycle cleaned up and tuned up and shot a bit of video about the city. Fascinating place. I love it here in Tanjung Balai. And today what I want to do is do a ride on my bike in the city. And I'm going to show on my computer on Google Maps where I'm going to go. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, I'm busy in my room here getting ready to get on my bike to go out for a bike ride. And I was getting all my gear ready. And I thought, okay, I am practically Mr. Behind the Scenes, I think. I love to tell behind the scenes stories. I wish other YouTubers did a lot more of this. And I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity since I'm going through the process myself of gathering my gear and getting ready to go out and take video on my bike. Well, I'll show the process. And so I'm going to show you basically what I'm bringing with me. I have it all spread out on my bed here as I was gathering it together. And remember, I haven't done this for a while. So these sorts of things are much more difficult the first time you do them. After a while, if you do it multiple times, you get into a habit and you just naturally bring along everything you need. You don't have to think about it as much. But this morning, I'm going through a little bit of a thinking process. So I thought I would talk about it. So since I'm going out on the bike, I have to bring bike stuff. And the most important thing, the most common problem you're going to encounter going out on your bike is a flat tire. That's number one. You always have to have something with you to fix a flat tire, unless you're not going very far, and then you can roll your bike back to your hotel. Then you can fix the flat in comfort. But I'm going to be relatively far away, so I like to bring tools with me. So I've got my tire pump, so that's a very important thing. I always have my tire pump with me. And then, of course, I have my tire patch kit. So this is my mobile toolkit. I have two different toolkits. This is the small one that goes with me in my knapsack. And then I have a big one, which has the bigger tools and spare parts. But I think my even my small toolkit is a bit bigger than it needs to be. But every time I leave stuff behind, I end up regretting it. But in order to fix a flat tire, you need your pump. You need a patch kit, of course, so this has your glue and patches, and I have a whole bunch of these. You also need tire levers because you need to remove the tire to get at the tube, and for that you need two different tools. These are tire levers that kind of release, it has a very sharp little lever there that you get underneath the tire and pop it off the rim. But you need two of these in order to get started, and then you need a bigger, thicker one like this that you jam in there, and then you scrape it around the edge of the rim to get the tire off the rim. So you basically need two of these. So basically that is my tire patch kit. And that's really, to be honest, that's all I really needed to bring with me. But then I also like to make sure the pressure is right, so I bring along a tire pressure gauge. After you pumped up the tire, you can check what kind of PSI you've added. So that's pretty much all I really needed to bring. But I like to do little adjustments along the way too, so I do bring some other extra tools. Most important are the Allen wrenches. Everything on my bike can be manipulated with an Allen wrench, so I need basically my Allen wrenches, so I bring those along. And then, of course, if you have a major problem, like a broken spoke or something, or your tire gets warped, it's nice to have spoke wrenches. And I only need one of these. I think the red one is for my spokes, but I like to bring the black one as well. It's two different sizes of spoke nipples, but quite often I find I use my tools to fix other people's bikes more than my own. because my bike tends not to break down, I put it together that way. I don't want to deal with flat tires or broken spokes. So I put a lot of money into the wheels in particular to make them indestructible. So I tend not to have a lot of problems with them, but I'll see other people at the side of the road with a flat tire, with a bent spoke, whatever. So I like to have all the tools available that I can help them out. So I only need the red one, but I bring the black one in case I come across another cyclist, then I can kind of help them out. And then I like to bring along some kind of a wrench. I have two different wrenches. This one is like a Leatherman, like needle nose pliers. And this is a good all-rounder because you've got the pliers, but then it also has a very, very sharp knife built into it, screwdrivers, files, all that kind of stuff. So I like to bring this along as well. So that's pretty much it for tools for the bike. It's more than the average person would bring along, because by the time you put a Leatherman, a full set of Allen keys, Allen wrenches, and then your spoke wrenches, and then your pressure gauge and your levers, you put all of that in there. It's not a big package, but when you're putting together to go out shooting video, you're carrying a lot of camera gear. So adding this to your bike adds a lot of weight, like putting this into your knapsack or your pannier bag. But so it's heavier than it needs to be, but I like to bring that along with me. So that's for fixing the bike. I also have this mounted on the bike, and it just has things in it like sunscreen, and then other little tools that I need to get at, like other more Allen wrenches, because these ones are meant for the mirror, little accessories that are on the bike. They always come with their own Allen wrench to make adjustments on them, and I just toss them in here so I know where they are. A bit of oil to oil the chain, things like that. And then I put in things like my cycling computer and riding gloves, and then the smartphone can go in here. So that's sort of all of my bike-related stuff. To deal with the world in general, I like to bring an umbrella everywhere I go. It adds a lot of weight to your bags again, but man, I use umbrellas all the time. You get caught in the rain, and they're just handy. I've often tried to leave one behind, and then I leave it behind because I'm trying to make my bags lighter, and every single time I regret it because I get caught in a flash thunderstorm, and then you're hanging out under a ledge or a roof somewhere waiting an hour and a half for the rain to stop. And it's just nice to be able to pop out an umbrella and then off you go. You need a little towel in order to wipe off the sweat. I found this little hand towel when I was in Kuala Lumpur. I did one of the hiking trails there at Bukit Dinding, and I found this on the trail. Someone had lost it, and then I took it home and washed it and cleaned it, and now I've got a little, a sweat towel with a bit of history. And then I bring a package of, serviettes, just basically blowing your nose, cleaning your glasses, going to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. So I bring that along. And I think in terms of the real world, that's all I bring along. Of course, my wallet to have money, my smartphone, things like that, the things you would bring along day to day, but that's pretty much it. So now we get into the interesting stuff, which are my cameras. So what I'm going to do today, I think, is film with a 360 camera quite a bit, because I suspect that as I'm riding my bike where I'm going, people are going to want to talk to me. And I find that if I take my GoPros, like I've got this GoPro, I'll talk about my GoPros in a minute, but if I bring along GoPros, they're always pointing in one direction. So if all my GoPros just happen to be pointing forward or backwards, someone is talking to me from the side, they don't end up on video. And it's just really frustrating. It's hard to stop conversations. Like you run into somebody and they come running up to you, hey, where are you from? And you have a little chat with this person. It's hard to turn to them and go, oh, listen, oh, please stop talking. let me adjust my GoPro first, and then you twist the GoPro aiming at them, and now you line it up and you go, okay, now talk, right? That's just not natural. But with a 360 camera, this is the Insta360 X3, you mount that on your bike. Now it's filming in all directions, and then you don't have to think about it. The trade-off is this X3, the video quality is not that good unless you have like super bright conditions. So I've been, it would be nice to upgrade to the X4. It was supposed to be much better video quality, but it's a YouTube video. You don't have to go crazy with this stuff. The X3 is, it does the job. It's good enough. So I'm going to bring my X3, and I have a broomstick mounted on my bike, and I'm probably going to mount this at the very top of the broomstick, so it's commanding as big a 360-degree region as possible. So it's going to be filming me, filming the road ahead, and filming to the left and right all at the same time. And then the downside to that is that then you have to edit all of that video afterwards. So the 360 video isn't finished. You shot 360, but now you have to convert it into 2D flat video. So you have to reframe all of the video you shot. So it adds hours of work to your life, which, there's nothing you can do about that. And I just realized, I think I have to charge up one of the batteries here real quickly. I know the battery in my camera is fully charged. I did that yesterday. But I have an extra battery, and I'm not sure if it's charged up or not. So let's put this in here and plug it in. Let's get it as charged up as possible. Yeah, I do have a battery charger for this camera where you can put 2 or 3 batteries into a charger and charge them up outside the camera. But I found I didn't need it that much, so it was really heavy. So now, so I'm charging the battery inside of the camera. You can see that red light there means it's charging. So I have 2 batteries for the Insta360 X3, and then I have a selfie stick, invisible selfie stick that I can use if I walk around with the X3 camera. So that's essentially everything for the X3 camera. And I'm also going to be bringing GoPros, of course, because when I get off the bike and I'm walking around, I'll probably use this camera, which is the best one I have, the GoPro Hero 12. And I have it on a GoPro Jaws Flex clamp. I can't show it to you because I'm recording with it. So I have that GoPro, which I walk around holding on to it. And then I bring along this GoPro, which goes around my neck. This is a GoPro Hero 9. So I can film hands-free. This is probably the most important thing for me right now. I use this all the time, and if I don't use it, I might decide not to use it because it's annoying to have this thing hanging around your neck. But if I don't do it, I always end up regretting it because it's so convenient to be able to just hit the record button, and then you're just recording everything in front of you. And you don't have to hold on to the GoPro. So I find it very handy. So I'll be bringing that along. And I also bring along a little tripod. So if I ever want to sit down somewhere and mount the GoPro on a table, I normally just use the Jaws Flex clamp because of the jaws clip onto things. But if you're sitting at a table sometimes, and maybe the table is too thick and the jaws don't fit around it. Anyway, it's nice to have a little tripod. So I've got this little tripod here. I can use it as a selfie stick as well. It's a nice little one from Ulanzi. Which one is it? The Ulanzi MT16. One thing I really like about it is that it has a cold shoe mount right there. So you can attach your microphone receiver right there and then plug it into your camera. It's very handy. Nice little tripod. So I end up carrying this grip, the Jaws grip, the 360 camera grip, and I use this little one as well. It's a mini tripod. This comes with me everywhere. And I don't use it for the camera, I use it for a second microphone. So you can clip in a microphone here, and then you can just put it down on the table in front of another person, something like that. It's a handy little microphone holder. And I have this GoPro Hero 9. I didn't used to have it, but it was broken, so I wasn't able to use it very much, but I got it fixed when I was back in Kuala Lumpur one time. So now I have this GoPro Hero 9 as well, which is really nice to have. And because, you can put it onto another grip. I have it on this floaty grip, not because I'm going to go swimming, but because it's really comfortable to hold. And what I'm hoping to do with this more and more in the future, I've only done it a few times in my life, is give this to other people. So say you're hanging out with a family, they're chatting with you, and then there's all these children running around and they're very interested in the cameras. I can take this out and I start it recording and I give it to one of the children and say, hey, do you guys want to take some video for me? And I give this to the kids. It's very easy for them to hold because it's very foamy. It's a very simple rig. And then they run around and film themselves and film their friends and film their house and their family members. Whatever they want to film, they can run around with this. So I'd like to bring this with me as well. We'll see if I get a chance to use it today. It's pretty rare that moment happens because I generally would have to be speaking with the parents first. And I say to the parents, hey, your son or your daughter, would they like to shoot video? And then they have to explain to the kids that, well, I'm not giving them the camera to keep, that they can use it to run around for half an hour or a few minutes, whatever, shoot video, and then give it back to me. Of course, if I just meet some random kids at the side of the road and I just give them this, maybe they'll think I'm giving it to them and they'll just take it home, right? So I have to be in a house talking with the parents and then clear it with them, hey, do you think your kids want to shoot some video, have some fun? And then they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And then they run around and do it. So I do that. And then I have this chest harness. So it's a GoPro chest harness, which has a whole bunch of straps, goes around my chest. I usually put it underneath my shirt, and then I can mount a GoPro here. But I haven't been using it as much lately because I've been using this simply because it's so easy to put on and take off again. This is in a way more comfortable, but anyway, I go back and forth. Sometimes I think this is better, sometimes I think this is better. But I bring both of them with me just in case I want to switch from one to the other. Audio, well, with all these grips and things that I'm talking about, you generally need different adapters because with my bicycle as well, I've got all these camera adapters on there and I mount the cameras in different ways. And then sometimes you need to adjust something. You need another little adapter. So I have some extra stuff in here, this little guy. This mounts onto a tripod thread. And so everything in here is a little bit different from everything else that I'm using. And a little GoPro wrench to tighten down the thumb screws. Little bits and bobs go in here. And I tend to bring that with me as well. Extra GoPro batteries go in this little orange bag. Memory cards go in this little Ziploc bag. So I have those with me as well. And then, very important, this is my audio bag. So this is where I put like this, I don't need to wear this right now. This is, my Rode Wireless Go microphone system. It goes in here. And then I have my old system as well. So I have a second set of Rode microphones. If the battery runs out on these ones, which if it's a long day, the batteries will run out. And then I have my old set here, and then I'll switch to my old set. Or if I have two cameras running at the same time, I need two microphone sets, and I put one microphone on one camera, this microphone on the other. And then inside this little bag, I have all of the there's a lavalier microphone as well. I like to use that. And then in a little slot in the back here, I have all of the cables that you need to plug all the different microphones into your laptop or smartphone or whatever you need. You always need a whole bunch of different cables. So that is my audio bag. And a lot of the little things I'm talking about, all these small gizmos, they go inside here. I normally keep my 360 camera in here, my extra GoPro camera in here. This is my little camera bag. Everything goes in here. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything that I've shown you all goes into one bag, either a knapsack or a pannier bag, and I bring it all with me. So it's a pretty complicated set of gear when you're heading out filming for the day, particularly if you're going on a bicycle, because you have to be able to mount and use all your cameras on the bike and off the bike. So you need a bunch of stuff to do that. So that's pretty much it. I'm sure I've forgotten a few things, but nothing that important. And, oh yeah, very important. One last thing, I just saw it here on the bed. A little power bank. Very important, but it's not really for camera gear, because I have more than enough batteries for my camera gear, but my smartphone tends to run out of power before the end of the day. So I bring this little guy with me, and this will power up my phone to 100% again, and this will get me through a full day, no problem. So I bring that along with me as well. So that is it, and in terms of getting ready, and now I'm going to show you where I'm going to go today. So let's switch over to my laptop screen. So that was all the gear that I'm bringing with me today, assuming the weather is going to cooperate. I really haven't done a deep dive into the weather today yet, but assuming it's sunny outside, I'm going to be going. If not, I may have to wait until tomorrow morning, but fingers crossed, this little bike ride is going to happen this morning. And if it does happen, this is where it's going to take place. You see that blue dot? That is me, of course, on Google Maps, right there, the blue dot, that's where I am. And of course, this is the island of Sumatra, part of the country of Indonesia, this giant set of 7,000 plus islands, the country of Indonesia. That's where I am right now. And as you can see, Sumatra is right across the Malacca Strait from Malaysia. Up to the north here, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines over here, India over here. So I'm right smack in the middle of Southeast Asia. So let's zoom in on the blue dot. And my journey began over here. This is Port Dickson. Well, I guess technically it started over here. Kuala Lumpur, that's where I was. And then a friend of mine drove me down. We stopped off in the town of Nilai, actually. I'd never been there before. We stopped off in Nilai to meet up with a friend of my friend, KY. And then from Nilai, we drove down to Port Dickson. I spent one night in Port Dickson, and then I took the Indomal Fast Ferry, and that was a 5-hour boat journey. I think we kind of hugged the coast for a long time here, and then we went out into open water, and then at right about here, the boat makes a sudden turn to the south, and then heads into this river mouth right here, going towards the town of Tanjung Balai. So now let's zoom in on Tanjung Balai. The ferry came down this river, went around this bend, and stopped off here. And this is where I got onto the boat dropped me off here, of course. I went through customs, immigration, got my luggage. That whole story is in my previous video. And I met a man there who offered to drive me to my hotel on his motorcycle for 50,000 ringgit. And along the way, we stopped off at his family's house, and I met his wife and his children. So he followed this road here, and then we crossed over this bridge here, as it turned out, and then went along this road, met up with this main road that goes in this direction, and then his home is somewhere around here. And I hung out with his family for a bit, then we turned around, and then he drove me to the Hotel Malahayati, and that is where I am right now. And my plan for today, or actually kind of my plan for the next 2 or 3 days maybe, is to explore the fishing industry in Tanjung Balai. To me, that's the most interesting part of this place, the fishing boats and the life of the fish markets. So there's 2 main areas that I want to explore One of them is near the the dock. So this whole area, I mean, the dock is up here, and then this whole area is filled with fish markets. And then if you go past the dock, right over in this area, this whole coastline is filled with fishing boats. So one day, what I want to do is start from my hotel down here. You can see my pointer at the Hotel Malahayati. One day, I want to take my bike from here and then ride all the way back to the dock, and then somehow get around the dock and then get down as close as I can to the coast. And then I want to ride my bike in this area and check out all the fishing boats. On another day, I would like to go all the way to here. So this would be one day just exploring this area. I'd also like to go to here, Bagan Asahan, and it would be very interesting to explore this town. And that would be another day. But today, where I want to go is here, on this side of the river. And I want to explore this area because the last time I was in Tanjung Balai, I met up with two local people, two English teachers, in fact. One is a English teacher right now, and the other a woman. She used to be an English teacher, and she now works in a government department helping the underprivileged people of Tanjung Balai. But I met up with these two new friends, and we took a boat from here on the coast, like on the shoreline of the river, and then the boat took us in this direction to this beach, White Beach. We went here first, and then we turned around and then followed the shore all the way up here, and then all the way to the dock, and then we turned around and went back. But there were hundreds of fishing boats all along this part of the shore of the river. So that's where I want to go on my bike today. So the idea is to leave from the hotel and then get onto this main road, ride along this main road, crossing this bridge, and then somehow get off the bridge down onto these small roads. And let's zoom in a little bit. And not all the roads will appear here, but my basic idea is to ride along this road, and then whenever the mood strikes me, or it seems like a good idea, I'm going to hop onto one of these little roads, go down here, look at the fishing boats, come back up, go down here, look at the fishing boats, and then move as much as I can along here, cycling all the way in this direction, and then check out all the fishing boats here. So let's turn on satellite view, see if that shows us what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's a pretty good view. So as you can see, the interior of this bit of land is unpopulated for the most part. All the houses are here on the coast. And then here's all the fishing boats that I'm talking about. So I'm going to ride my bike along here, and then hopefully I'll be looking at Google Maps, and whenever I see a cluster of boats like that, I'll find a way to get down here and then take a closer look at the boats, this grouping, this grouping. There's another big set of fishing boats. See how many of them, this whole area. Another one there. I mean, you could spend days exploring this area. There's just so much to see. Look at that. So interesting. And here's the bridge that I'm going to be crossing. And then I guess I'll have to get to this point right here and then come off the bridge, and then I can move down into this neighborhood. So that is basically the plan for the day. I don't know how far I'll get. I don't need to be overly ambitious, but let's just say I go as far as here, this Moshala here. They can use that. If I click on it and ask for directions by motorcycle, so that's a total of, oh, it's not as far as I thought, 6.5 kilometers to get there, and then coming back again will be another 6.5. So 13 kilometers if I stick only on the main roads. So it's probably only going to be something like maybe 20 kilometers of cycling for the whole day, which is good. It means yeah, I'll have most of my time available for exploring this area. And there it is. That's where I'm going to be going. From the Malahayati Hotel and then cycling along here. So with all of that preamble, let's hop on the bike, and assuming the weather is good, I can't see out my window right now, but I'm hoping it's sunny out there. I've got a little bit of hope, fingers crossed, and let's head down to the bike, load up the bike with the cameras, and hit the road. More behind the scenes details. Bike is set up, just about ready to go. And a couple of things I forgot to mention, of course. Pretty obvious though. Water. You need water. I have room here for 3 water bottles, 1.5 liters each. One here, and then one underneath here. But for today, all I really need is 1.5 liters. So I just brought one bottle. Got my bike lock in here. Got the cycling computer set up so I can gauge how far I go. And the GoPro Hero 9 is mounted here on the broomstick, and this one is filming ahead of me. And then when I'm cycling, I've got this mount here. So the Hero 12 that I'm using right now and the Insta360, I'm going to mount here. So once I put the 12 up here, it will be pointing backwards at me. So I run these 2 cameras simultaneously, this one pointing forward, and then this one pointing backwards, and I sync them up afterwards in editing, and then I can switch back and forth between them. And I figure I'm going to use only the GoPros as I ride. So when I ride through the city and get to the bridge, I'm just going to maybe even do a time lapse the whole way. I don't know. I'll talk for a little bit, and then I'll switch to a time lapse maybe. And then when I get near the fishing area, then I'll switch to the 360 camera on the bike. That's my idea right now. So we'll see how it goes. The only other thing is that, rain cover right here. So I have a rain cover that goes around my knapsack. I always seem to get caught in the rain, so it's nice to cover this up if I can. And then I have all of my gear in here. I actually weighed it. So this is basically my basic kit. I wouldn't normally use a knapsack, to be honest. I like to use a pannier bag, but I don't know, I had so much to organize today, I didn't really want to organize the pannier bag as well. So I'm just gonna have this on my back, and it weighs about 4.25 kilograms, maybe 9 pounds. So it's sort of like 9 pounds of camera gear. So let's mount this GoPro up here. I have a quick release mechanism. So that just clicked into place. And so that's filming me, and then the other GoPro is filming ahead right now. It's not, my second GoPro isn't recording right now, I'm only recording with this one. And I have the Rode wireless Go microphone system going. So this is what's recording the audio, and I have the receiver on the GoPro. So, oh, by the way, well, I'll talk about that. Let's get it on the road, and I'll talk about this last thought that I just had. It's really complicated when you're doing this for the first time. I also have a smartphone with me, and I have Relive running. So Relive is a tracking app, a map tracking app, and it's going to be tracking my journey today, and I'll be taking pictures with my phone at the same time. I kind of like using Relive because I like the product at the end. I love the video that it makes, but it also encourages me to remember to take pictures, because I need pictures for Relive. Otherwise, since I'm shooting video, I just forget to take pictures. So this reminds me that I should take pictures from time to time, and I'm gonna do that right now. At long last, I think I'm ready to go. All right, let's go. I have a feeling like I've forgotten half a dozen things. It's very, very likely. And as I said, it's been a while since I've ridden around Tanjung Balai on my bike, so I have to make sure I'm paying attention to my surroundings here. It's very easy to get so hung up on the cameras that you forget that you're riding a bike and you're out here in traffic. One thing I forgot to do, forgot to tighten up my mirror. Good thing I brought all my tools today, because I think a lot of things on my bike are going to need to be adjusted or tightened up. And I can feel it in my legs already that this is an unaccustomed motion. Where, yeah, it's been a while since I've ridden a bicycle. So just the feeling of pushing up and down like this, I'm using muscles that you don't normally use when you're walking or going up and down. Or like even if you're hiking, you can be a very dedicated hiker and you think you're in incredible physical shape, but you use different muscles whether you're cycling or walking. And the one thing I was going to say earlier is that it's Saturday today. So it's a little bit quieter out here. It's not a weekday. So it may not seem like it, but the street here is actually quieter than it normally would be. And I don't know what Saturday means for the fishing boat area. Does that mean there's just like no fishing activity, nobody on the boats, nobody doing anything on a Saturday as opposed to other days? I don't really know. Feels like it would be a bit quieter. So, I'm just getting down to the main street near my hotel. I'm gonna have to navigate getting across here. I just follow Baychecks and motorcycles. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, I need to adjust my mirror. I need it to monitor the traffic behind me. So from here, it's a straight shot. I stay on this road all the way to the bridge, as far as I know. So I don't have to think that much. Yeah, and the weather isn't great. Very dull, gray and overcast, which I guess is fine with me and the GoPro, but if I want to use the 360 camera, it's not really bright enough for that, but we'll see how that goes. So far, so good. Nothing has fallen off my bike yet. Nothing has broken that I know about. Got to go around a roundabout here. Oops.
Yeah, there's my GoPro filming the sky up above me. I went over a pretty big bump. It's really hard to tighten things down enough to hold them. Hello. To hold them in place on a bike or a motorcycle. I thought there's always a little quarter, you need that last little quarter turn. I'm reluctant to do it sometimes because you can break, these are plastic mounts for the most part, and you can over tighten it, you can shatter the plastic, so you got to get a feel for it. Anyway, I'm going to check the video now to make sure everything is working okay. All right. Yep. All right, that was a handy little pit stop. Tightened up my mirror so I can aim it in the right direction. The angle on the GoPro, it's kind of hard to judge. Hello. In my case, having two GoPros running, it would be nice to have one GoPro filming ahead, but including the handlebars of the bicycle. You get that POV point of view, but it's hard to do on a bicycle. That's squeaking. I'm gonna have to fix that. My broomstick has loosened up as well. Seems to be moving a little bit and squeaking. I'm gonna have to fix that. But because I have to mount my GoPros onto this stick, if I put a camera here, sort of like Itchy Boots style, she has a really nice perspective from her helmet cam, which captures the handlebars and the road ahead. But bicycle has a different geometry. You can't really do it so easily. And if I do it now with a chest harness, you see the broomstick in the video the whole time. Hello. But now, since I have the second GoPro mounted on the broomstick, it has an unobstructed view of the road ahead. But that's all you see. You don't get any sense of being on a bicycle. All you see is the road and the scooters ahead of me. Yeah, so far so good. I'm pleased. Everything is working well. Shifting gears is working. Brakes are nice and grippy, but not too grippy. The bicycle's cat-eye cycle computer is working. We've only ridden like 2.5 kilometers so far. Whoa. There's an interesting building. And here's where the 360 camera would come in handy. But I can pop off my GoPro. Yeah. Gedung DPRD, Kota Tanjung Balai. I just love that art column there with all the glass. Yeah, interesting. But I don't know the history of this place. I don't know what it is, government related. Here we are at the bridge, so we're now down at the river.
Oh, hello, mister.
Hello. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Yeah, this bridge is a lot of fun at night. It gets quite busy. A lot of people sell snacks and drinks on the bridge. When it becomes cooler, people hang out. So the bridge ahead, and that's where we're going, along this river shoreline here. You can already see the boats here. I don't think there's any access to these boats on a bicycle, but as soon as I cross the bridge, you can see all the boats along there. And you can see, yeah, there's definitely rain on its way. But hopefully the rain doesn't interfere with my day too much. I just saw a big screw down on the tarmac pointing straight up. That would have been a flat tire had I ridden over it. There's a woman up ahead setting up a stall to sell something. And she... Hey, hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where do you come from?
I'm from Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Very good.
Ice taboo. Sugarcane juice. Another one right here, sugarcane juice. Hello. Yeah, there's ice sugarcane juice drinks. Stopped here just because we're a little bit closer to the boats. Right over here, you see the shoreline covered in boats. So yeah, I guess I'm going to explore this area. Who knows, that could be my entire day. Just working my way through this section right here, we'll find out. But yeah, look at that. It's fascinating. Hi. Sure.
Ah, okay.
Right here?
Ah, okay.
Okay. Oop.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Just about across the bridge now. And as I suspected, a lot of these boats are being worked on. There must be a tremendous amount of maintenance on these boats constantly. This probably never ends the maintenance, constant fixing things, painting. Yeah. The river does seem quite full. High water. Hello. Yeah, and right here, pretty simple. Just turn off this road, do a U-turn. And I'll be right at the river shore. Good morning. How are you? Just, I'm from Canada. From me? Canada. Yeah, from Canada. Unfortunately, we've got music playing here. Quite loud music. So I don't think I can spend much time here. I saw a sign for this place. They call it like Sell Asahan Square. So it's a separate sort of fishing harbor, I guess. And yeah, I'm sure there's very complex economics for a place like this. Like people have to pay to moor their boat here, and there's, I'm sure, some kind of an association. They pay a monthly fee to things like that, and then they can dock their boats here and work on them. And there is seems to be a real social environment too. There's a restaurant there, a cafe. That's where the music is. Another little cafe over there. So I think the fishermen all hang out here at night on the weekends. So yeah. Hello. Photo, sure. Okay. I'm fine, thank you. I'm from Canada. Canada. Hey, nice to meet you.
Yes. Okay. Mirip ya. Cuman thank you sir.
You're welcome. So, Anda bisa bicara Inggris, bahasa Inggris? No. Saya
Sedikit.
sedikit. So, yes, saya tidak bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia.
Bisa. Itu bisanya. Barusan bisa.
No, just no. I can do Google Translate.
Oh, Google Translate.
Yeah, that works. Are you a fisherman?
Gambarku.
Apakah
Balikkanlah.
kamu seorang nelayan?
Yes.
Yes, you're a fisherman. Oh.
Senyum. Smile. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, your boat? So it's, are you the owner of that boat?
Apakah Anda pemilik kapal itu?
Oh, like
Captain.
captain. Oh, okay. What kind of fish do you catch?
Jenis ikan apa yang kamu tangkap?
Halus.
Oh, the small one's scallop. Oh, okay. Huh. Ooh. How long do you go out into the ocean? For how many days and nights?
Berapa lama Anda pergi ke laut? Selama berapa hari dan berapa malam?
10?
10 hari.
Wow. Sepuluh.
Iya. 10.
Sepuluh. Wow. That is a long time.
Itu waktu yang lama.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Huh.
Tidak lah. Dia kan bahasa yes.
How many men are on your crew?
Berapa jumlah pria dalam kru Anda?
13.
13,
Yes.
13,
Yes.
13, 13.
Ini guru ini ya.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Hah? Tahu, aku lama di Inggris juga.
Is there a cook in your crew?
Apakah ada juru masak di kru Anda?
No.
No? No crew.
Di rumah sama kan?
How do the fishermen get their meals every day?
Bagaimana para nelayan mendapatkan makanannya sehari-hari?
Buat stok.
Maybe
Buat bahan pokok. Stok belanja.
may I go on your boat and take a look around with my camera?
Bolehkah saya naik perahu Anda dan melihat-lihat dengan
Yes.
kamera saya?
Yeah?
Let's go.
Okay. Take a look.
Di sini, Sir.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Mari.
Masukkan aja sepedanya, Sir.
So I met the captain of a fishing boat here, and he's going to show me his boat. The Nama Samura
Indah.
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 So I guess that's the name of this boat, KM Samura Indah. Look at that. That is a working boat. All the fishing nets. And he said that they have a crew of 13 men. But according to what he said, no cook. So maybe they bring meals in advance. And they go out for Sepulu, 10 nights. 10 days and 10 nights. Okay. So I can go across?
Let's go.
Walking the gangplank. Wow. Yeah, the lifeblood of any boat, right? Ropes and nets. Oh, tying two ropes together. Yeah, I guess whenever you do anything like that in your entire life, you just learn how to do it so quickly, so efficiently. Can you imagine being on this boat for 10? Oh, look at that! All of the set up in advance, and he probably knows exactly how much to use in order for it to be strong enough. So you're taking two ropes and then basically, yeah, that's what he's done here. Tied them together to make a stronger rope. For some reason, I wasn't expecting the ceiling to be so low. That would be a factor when you're out at sea, like for someone like me, for 10 nights or something. Always bending over, that would be exhausting. Look at that, the front of the boat. The captain of his boat. Very cool. Indonesian flag. Oh. A lot of baskets. Okay, look at that. The wheel, throttle, forward and reverse, and compass. So
Mau
there's.
duduk bisa, ini bisa tarik.
Oh, look at that.
Bisa. Iya.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing kan?
Yeah, he's got his bench that pulls out. And from here, he, runs the boat.
Alright.
Okay.
Selection,
Lights, steering,
string,
compass.
compass.
Man. And you have to really be careful, I guess, watching in front of the boat. Not a lot of windows. But yeah, you gotta keep an eye on things. And the sleeping quarters for the captain. You can rest here. So I guess, the whole boat has an electrical system. So he's got plugs up here. But yeah, there's no... I guess when you're out on the water, maybe it isn't as hot. So no fan or anything in here that I can see. Electric lights. Nice. Speakers. Oh, okay.
Ini di laut lah.
So he's showing me the fish that they catch. Very small ones. It looks like they're sorting them in some way. So back here, a lot more nets. Wow. What an operation to run one of these. Can't even imagine. What kind of engine does the boat have?
Perahu tersebut menggunakan mesin jenis apa?
Nissan.
Nissan.
8 piston.
Oh, okay.
Gila orang-orang. Aku ada TikTok ya, aku main TikTok juga.
Oh, okay. Where was this boat built? Do you have another one?
Di mana perahu ini dibuat?
Oh, di sana.
Here?
Ya,
Di sini?
ya. Ini ada juga kita punya video.
How many years old is this fishing boat? Okay, so that's where they build the boats, I guess.
Berapa tahun umur perahu nelayan ini?
Only 3? Tiga?
Yes. Baru.
Oh, okay. Do you know how much it costs to buy a fishing boat like this? Okay.
Tahukah Anda berapa biaya untuk membeli perahu nelayan seperti ini?
1 M.
Satu.
M.
I mean, how much do you have to pay your crew members?
Berapa banyak gaji yang harus Anda bayarkan kepada awak kru Anda?
Nen 10 juta.
Juta. Let's do it in Indonesian.
10 juta rupiah.
10 juta. Oh, 10 million rupiah. So it's not always easy to get all the facts and figures right, but he said that he pays the crew 10 million rupiah for each trip. So it's not like on a per month or per week. Whenever they go out, like a 10-day fishing trip, he pays 10 million rupiah, about $600 US in salary spread out over the whole crew. And maybe there's a bonus if they catch a lot of fish, that I don't know. But anyway, I asked if I could see the engine. Here's some other boats, by the way. This is where we are, down by the bridge. And yeah, this ought to be interesting. I'm going to go down and take a look at the motor. Yeah, he's still hard at work. Whoa. Yeah, look at all this rope and nets. That is wild.
Biasa saya lah. Sedangkan awal kami Lampung ini.
Oh,
Daripada orang tepaci.
I guess this is the engine room. Wow. Can't really see very much. It's very dark down here. I've been... Oh, there it is there. So he's got a flashlight shining on there. And a pulley system for driving the propellers.
Gelap.
Oh yeah, dark. Maybe my phone is better.
Ini dia mesin jalan namanya.
So yeah, there's the engine.
Mesin jalan, ini mesin lampu. Lampu baterai.
Ada pun dia.
And I've been in the interior of a couple of boats in my life similar to this, and I know the noise from that engine is just crazy loud. It's like, it feels like a sledgehammer hitting your head.
Mesin lampu.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be down here that often without ear protection. That's one thing I know for sure. But yeah, look at that. Very interesting.
Ini tangki minyak.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih. How many times do you go fishing in 1 year?
Berapa kali Anda pergi memancing dalam setahun?
Gak pernah fish.
No. Like,
Ini aja nggak campakkan dah.
But if you go fishing for 10 days, right?
Jika Anda pergi memancing selama 10 hari,
Right? Then only one time per month?
hanya 1 kali per bulan?
2 times per
Yes.
month. Okay.
2 times.
2 times per month. Okay. So yeah, so they goes out for 10 nights, 10 days at a time, and you can do that twice in a month. There's another boat, the Usaha Keluarga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And here, yeah, constantly repairing the nets and the ropes.
Masuk aja ke Kanada ini kita ini.
brother. What is your name? My friend, brother.
My name is Douglas.
Douglas.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Rahmat.
Rahmat?
From?
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
Aku tahu bahasa Inggris. Baru pikir dia. From Canada. Mana negara?
Oh, and there's the rudder control mechanism there.
Yes. Masuklah ke wajah sini ke Kanada ini, wajah sini kita. Masuk ke Kanada kamu nih kita.
Okay. Oh, terima kasih.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Ayo.
Oh, look at that. So this would be a mechanism for pulling in the ropes and the nets. Yeah, you need a lot of power to do that. Now I need to keep my balance to go across the gangplank. Yeah, I definitely don't want to fall in there with all my camera gear. Yeah, so there they are fixing the nets. And then looks like these are for cooking. They can build fires in here, but you'd have to go out with these guys in order to really understand the whole process. There's the anchor. What a massive, crazy looking anchor. So the fishermen I was just chatting with, they said that this is a different type of boat. I just came to take a quick look at it. Yeah, they don't have all the nets out on the deck, so it just looks a little bit neater and tidier. Oh, I see. Yeah, a different one. They have all the lights on the top, so they fish for a completely different thing. I think they fish for, I'll have to ask them. I don't know the name of this fish that they catch. Oddly enough, those nets don't look anywhere near fine enough to catch the small fish that they were showing me on the video, so I don't understand that at all. Those nets definitely catch much larger fish, but maybe they catch different types. Oh, yeah, okay. It looks like you can walk along here. And see some of the other boats. Everybody here is busy washing. So I was just using Google Translate to ask this fisherman about this boat, and as I suspected, it's a different type of boat. They have all the lights on the top, and those lights attract squid to the surface. Chumi. And then when the squid are all on the surface, they catch them with rod and reel. They basically just hook them with fishing rods. So it's a totally different style of fishing. Yeah, they don't use nets to catch the squid, the chumi. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna head across onto this boat, and yeah, keeping my balance carefully. Oh, we're going across. Yeah, you have to, when all these boats are parked together, each one is like, you have to walk across all the boats to get to the ones that are out on the farthest end. I've always wondered about that. There's kind of a gridlock here, right? Like if you had this boat and you wanted to take it out, you got to get all the other boats to move or something. It's a complicated procedure.
No.
Oh, I see. You do like tourist rides. I see. Okay.
No.
No. Not right now. No, thank you. I will keep riding my bicycle along the river today. See.
Tidak sekarang. Tidak, terima kasih. Saya akan terus bersepeda di sepanjang sungai hari ini.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around here. Yeah.
What? Apa?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a smaller boat for tourists. So a lot of these boats, if you talk to them, they can take you out for a tourist ride. He brought me out to this boat. I think it's his. And he said, yeah, if I want to go on a tour up and down the river, just let him know. And you can rent any one of these smaller boats. Couldn't take one of the big ones, of course.
Bahasa Inggris dari handphone saya gitu.
Sip. Bye. And there we are, back on shore. So, yeah, I'm going to get back on my bike, I think, and then continue riding up the river. Yeah, I don't know where the original captain is. I guess he had work to do, so he's. I didn't get to say goodbye to him, but he was the original captain. He's the one who invited me to take a tour of that boat. Well, I asked him if it was okay, and he was very generous with his time. Took me on a whole tour of that boat. Learned quite a bit. Of course, you can never be too confident that what you think you understand is reality. There's way too many opportunities for misunderstanding and not really knowing what's going on. But yeah, I think I got some pretty basic information about how they go out for 10 nights, 10 days at a time. And he pays his crew $600 US in salary per trip, spread out amongst all the crew. Certainly no luxuries on board. I think that's pretty obvious. I was wondering about the crew quarters, but there didn't seem to be any crew quarters at all. Very little anyway. You basically would look around for any flat spot on the boat and sleep. Yeah, sleep wherever you can. I saw a little laneway just behind me, and yeah, I think I'm just going to walk down that laneway with my bike. I've only gone like 100 meters from where I was, but I want to see what this neighborhood looks like, the streets. And I tried to ask how much the boat cost. And he gave me a number, but I couldn't, in the moment, I couldn't really figure out what, like what it meant. So yeah, I couldn't really figure out how much it would cost to buy a boat like that. Interesting little houses all through here. Hi, kitty. Yeah, just from what I've seen going inside some of these houses and just looking in through the doors, most of the living goes on the floor. So you don't generally see a lot of furniture. We would think of like a home in Canada would consist of a bunch of chairs and sofas and dining room tables. And here people seem to pretty much live on the floor. Oh, came back. I've always found that to be an uncomfortable way to live. I'm a big believer in chairs. I have to have a chair to sit on. Sitting on the ground, like legs folded, I get so tired. And I have to have, if I do sit on the ground, I have to have a wall to lean against, because I just didn't grow up that way. So I can't get comfortable sitting on the floor. But people here are built of sterner stuff. Hello. I am a tourist from Canada. I just want to take pictures of the fishing boats.
Saya turis dari Kanada.
Make sense? Yeah, to take pictures of the fishing boats. Saya tidak bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. No. No.
Ini mau karam nanti air besar.
Okay. Bisa bicara bahasa Inggris.
Bahasa Inggris.
Inggris only.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
Terima kasih. Thank you. Here's a bit of an opening on my left heading down to the river. Just gonna ride down here, take a look at the boats. I came down here and we got a whole bunch of large boats that are kind of beached on the mud. Again, you wonder how in the world these boats get in and out, or what the history is of them, what the story is. Like a boat like this, how much is it worth, and what kind of work they need to do in order to make it ocean worthy again and finally get it out to sea. Yeah, it's a whole world here that you'd have to spend a lifetime here to fully understand. I rode my bike a little bit further along the river and I saw on Google satellite maps another cluster of fishing boats. So I pulled over here just to take a look around. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them here. Just row after row after row. I couldn't get down to the water over here. This is the first opening that I found. But not a lot of activity. There's a man down there fishing with a rod. There's a ferry boat going upriver. A couple of men over here. It's interesting that they have a lot of signs here saying no fishing, like with a fishing rod. Not sure why that would be. But yeah, these are all the new cluster of fishing boats. It looks like a whole different class of fishing boat, though, than the one that I got a tour of. A bit more developed, like the rooms here, like they all have doors and windows that are sealed, and has a large hydraulic crane system set up there. So I don't know if I'd call it a more modern fishing boat, but better equipped, I suppose. Oh yeah, there's the exhaust coming from the engine going out to the back of the boat. Yeah. So I've almost reached the point where I thought the road ended, and it was my goal to ride to the end of this road where I can't go any farther and then turn around and go back. And I'm just, a few hundred meters away from there, I think. And my idea is when I get to that point, I think I'm going to switch out my GoPro for the 360 camera and then ride all the way back with the 360 camera running, just as a bit of an experiment. Hello. Yeah, it's a fascinating area back here. People here, of course, are every bit as friendly as everybody is in Tanjung Balai. Little houses here, all connected with the fishing industry, I'm sure. Yeah, the river is like 50 meters on my left there. I don't see too many, or I haven't seen too many fishing boats the last little while. The road is quite rough. Even the people going up and down on scooters are going at a very slow pace to avoid all the bumps. And even my GoPros are getting quite a heavy workout today. being banged around on this road. And I've had to go, extremely slowly. That's interesting. They have a water purification center right there, servicing this whole part of this whole district, I assume. So everybody can get purified water, which is nice. Wonder where their source water comes from, though. I saw a well right beside the water purification company. Maybe they get their water from the well. A lot of small bridges going across these creeks. As I said, very rough road. Have to go very slowly here. I'm relatively familiar with rural districts like this in Canada and in other countries, and I always associate them with endless trips into town. So you live out here because it's your home, but then you're constantly driving back and forth from downtown.
Mana, mister?
Good morning. How are you? Because you always need something, and there are very few shops out here, so you're always getting on your scooter or in your car or your truck, whatever you have, heading into town, picking up what you need, and then driving back out here again. The road is getting smaller and smaller. It's turning into a footpath. Whoa. I keep losing. Whoa. My GoPro keeps getting knocked off balance, and my microphone keeps getting kicked out of the cold shoe mount there. So it's just about time to turn around. I'm heading into some pretty rough, the roads are getting muddier and muddier. I think right here I'm going to call it. I've gone as far as I really need to go, and I think I'm going to switch out my GoPro for the 360 camera and then head back in that direction. I had the nice tour of that very first. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly that I managed to go onto a fishing boat and get a tour, and that was like one of my main goals for coming out here. I thought it would take a lot longer to get something like that worked out, but it happened right away. So I haven't felt like I needed to try to connect with the fishermen out here and then get a tour of one of their boats. But I'm gonna pull over here and switch out my camera gear. Got a nice little ledge I can sit on here. One thing though, it's difficult communicating with people out here. The language barrier, and a lot of people have trouble understanding that I don't understand them. So I do say in Indonesian, I don't understand and I am sorry, but I don't speak Indonesian. But that fact has trouble getting through. And then people will just keep talking and talking and talking to me in Indonesian. And then, we can't really get past that point quite often. And there's a great deal of interest out here in money, understandably. Everybody assumes I'm a very wealthy individual. They see me. They have the word bule, which is their catch-all phrase for foreigners. So as I ride along, the children that see me, or actually everybody, calls out bule, bule. It's kind of handy to have that word. Like, we don't have a word like that in Canada. I guess in Canada you can't tell who might be a Canadian citizen and who isn't. Everybody's from all over the world, so you can't tell just by looking at someone, oh, they must be a foreign visitor. You can't tell. But here they can take one look at me and they, oh, foreigner. It's a pretty safe bet that I'm not Indonesian, so I'm a bule. I hear that a lot. And then a lot of people have been asking me for money in one fashion or another. Even wanting to change out my sandals. The fishermen thought my sandals must be very high quality. So then they're like joking, like, hey, let me give you my sandals. Give me yours, your expensive sandals from Canada. And I'm trying to explain to them that, no, these are really cheap sandals from Malaysia. They're not expensive at all. They're not high quality. Yours are probably better than mine, but they still want to switch. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So let me switch out my camera gear here. It's going to take me a minute. I got to dig through my adapter bag. I'll be right back.
Bersepeda dari Kanada ke Indonesia.
Yeah.
Bermigrasi. Boleh selfie?
Sure. Okay. I can sit here.
Selfie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Boleh ini. Mak ni tak pala tahu bahasa Indonesia. Jadi baik-baik pangku tahu boleh baik.
Jadi mana apa kemarin sebenarnya?
Dari Kanada ke Thailand. Ke Thailand belacan.
Yeah.
Buat puasa.
Puasa dia.
I don't know. Anda bisa bicara bahasa Inggris? No.
Wak bisa bahasa Indonesia, Wak?
No.
Enggak.
Saya tidak mengerti
Tidak mengerti.
bahasa Indonesia.
Jauh juga ya, Wak.
Wak tak tahu bahasa Indonesia ya? Iya.
Tidak, ya Allah.
Tahu. Kau gila udah sini bah.
Translate.
You can do
Testing. US name.
Ini pandai bahasa Inggris.
doesn't work.
Ini pandai.
Bahasa Inggris kan ya kita. Ini kalau kau nanti baik.
Wak nak kemana, Wak?
Foto baik.
Foto kita.
Hello.
Gila.
I got him.
1, 2, 3. Tunggu.
There you are.
Ya.
Pikirkan ni mata.
Bye-bye.
Tingkahnya matanya.
Need some water.
Lo dia, Wak.
Mister tidak puasa.
Wak tak puasa, Wak.
Don't know.
Ini apa? Translate kan ya. Bahasa Inggris kan di bahasa Inggris kan.
Boleh selfie?
Okay.
Anjay.
Where are you?
Aku lihat pokoknya.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Your hair looks nice.
Bahasa Inggris kan.
That's nice.
Bahasa Inggris kan.
Good night.
Tak tahu kau masih kamu sekolah.
Sini lah, dekat lah.
Berselfie.
Oh,
Ikut aku ya. Hah? Ikut aku.
Sekarang dia utet. Biar aja.
Oh, iya.
Jangan dulu.
Masa kau dia?
Apa habis?
Sampai ke belacan.
Dari mana?
Lagi.
Dari Kanada.
Dari kau masih kan?
Anjay. Lagi. Ampun. Selfie dan bule.
Jauh. I am
Sekali. As. Jangan nampak.
Kami mirip guys.
Iya panggil siani.
Can you take one picture with mine?
Pakai apa ini maksudnya?
Oh, semua. Oh, ya, oke.
Yeah, just that one there.
Coba.
Take a picture with everybody.
Tambatkan tali ke tangan. Lagi. I am sorry.
Translate.
Tak tahu kau jangan buat bahasa.
How ya Rayu? Asmin misal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terima kasih. Thank you so much.
Oh, punyonya.
Yeah.
Bisa juga, Pak. Apa bahasa Indonesia?
There's everybody. One more. 1, 2. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You YouTuber. Itu apa, Wak?
Yeah, a little bit YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Namanya apa, Pak?
It's
Nama YouTube apa, Wak?
this one here.
Itu nenek itu
Sit there. You can have it.
Woi.
Planet Doug.
Planet.
Yeah.
Ini kartu nama.
Yeah. YouTube Nama right here. Planet Doug. YouTube Nama.
Asko. Tengok aku dulu.
I don't have so many. I just have one there. Okay.
Sudahlah. Jangan ini kartu namanya ini. Aduh ya, Mak.
I don't know if I have any more. I have one more.
Makan bakso ya. Fallback ya, fallback.
Okay. I can't tell.
Its name
My name? Doug.
Dog.
Right there.
Ini
Doug.
Planet Dog.
Planet Doug. Yeah, so there's Planet Doug YouTube.
Tak nampak, Wak.
Yeah.
Itu ada di mana tu? Di Planet Pluto.
Wah, banyak followers ni.
That's it. Planet Doug.
Di mana tu, Wak? You jom ada
Okay. Sure.
Anjay.
Dia enggak buat ni ya.
Wak.
Aku mau post dari rumah tu.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You from
I'm from Canada. Canada.
Hello, cepat. Kau lagi tengok pakai telur tu mana buat kau. Wak, ada yali-yali, Wak. Yali-yali.
Yeah.
Nomor kita.
Pasal masuk menok.
Bahasa Jawa kan terlepas.
Hello.
Pertama kita tadi yang nampak kan ke? Kita luan.
Ini mau ke mana, Wak?
Uh.
Mau ke mana?
Now to Tanjung Balai.
Oh,
Ini Tanjung Balai.
Oh,
Geledis.
the hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah, Malahayati Hotel.
Hotel Malahayati.
Yeah, so I sleep there at the
Tidur.
hotel.
Oh, tidur ke hotel.
Yeah.
Bawa banyak bawa dolar. Banyak bawa dolar.
Saya mengerti, tidak mengerti.
Dolar tak mengerti, Wak. Dolar duit.
The
Ini, Wak. Ini.
Canada dollar I don't have.
Duit, Wak.
Ini, Wak.
Duit rupiah.
Here only you go to ATM, you get rupiah. Yeah, so it works like that. Okay.
Wak, minum sampai
Well, going to go? Bye bye.
See you.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Careful.
I'll try. Thank you. I'll be careful.
Thank you ya. Dadah.
Nice to meet you. Whoa. So that was a little adventure. I was glad I got my 360 camera up and running, so I think I captured a little bit of that encounter. I don't have the strongest mount set up for this 360 camera. It's for the on the bike. It's designed more for smooth pavement. So I'm gonna have to navigate this road even slower on my way back. Ooh. Yeah, the poor camera is going to be knocked. Yeah, hati-hati. Yeah, everyone is telling me hati-hati, to be careful. See you.
Hi, dog.
Hello. A couple of really interesting moments, or personally interesting moments in that encounter, was the older woman that came up. She joined the group of kids, and at first I didn't know that she was as interested as all the kids were, but she was there just sort of watching. But then she sort of got up, sidled beside me, and said something to me, I think in English, like photo, like she wanted a picture with me as well. I thought that was very sweet, so took a picture with her. And the other interesting moment was when they handed me, I don't know if you call the boy a baby, a toddler, to hold on to the toddler to have my picture taken, because being a single man, being a bachelor, having no family, I have very little interest, very little experience with kids of any age. So in my day-to-day life, I don't hold babies or toddlers. I just never ever do. So whenever that happens, I'm always astonished at how heavy they are. So, hello. So they handed over that little boy, and I couldn't believe how heavy he was to hold on to. And I thought, man, these women who walk around all day carrying that baby around, that really tires out your arms, I would think. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I have to go extremely slowly. Hello again. I noticed in this village, the men are playing chess. They have a couple of chess boards set up at the cafes. Stopped on that bridge for a minute or two to change the mounting system of my 360 camera. So now it's much more solid. Shouldn't go out of position quite as easily, I hope. But I still can't ride my bike very fast. This road is way too rough. And I'm in no hurry to get anywhere anyway. Oh, there, my 360 camera already got knocked out of alignment. It didn't take long. Hey.
What is your name?
My name is Doug.
Okay.
Douglas.
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 Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Dari mana?
I am from Canada.
Canada.
Saya dari orang, no, saya orang Canada. Ah. Oh.
IM boleh foto nggak? Foto.
Okay. Sure. Have to.
Mau foto kan? Sini.
All right.
I'm from bahasa Indonesia boleh?
Okay.
Bisa bahasa Indonesia?
No.
No.
Saya tidak bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia.
Bisa itu tadi bisa.
Inggris.
Indonesia.
Me no. Only.
Foto kan kamera. Oke, blok ya.
Yeah.
Tujuan ke sini apa? Kau pula. Gaya lah kayak begini juga.
Pisang.
2, 3.
Okay. Wooden bridge. starting to get back in the area with all the fishing boats right along the river shore. So you can see some of them on my right now. Yeah, something else I've noticed in my lifetime. I was talking about how I've spent a fair amount of time in rural parts of Canada and other countries, and I've noticed this sort of the lifestyle that builds up when you live in an area like this, and it's almost practically a daily routine that you have to drive into town to run all your errands and to get anything done, so you're constantly driving back and forth. Hello. So, in a way, being poor costs you more money. Hello. I'm fine, thank you. Because you have to spend all this time and gas and trouble just doing the basic necessities of life. Whereas wealthier people, they already live downtown in a house, and they don't have to spend as much money to go shopping. They just go next door. And rural areas also, it's more expensive to be poor because the roads are in such bad condition. Your scooters and your cars get damaged a lot faster than the vehicles of wealthy people, because wealthy people tend to drive on nicer roads. So it's actually more expensive to be poor in many ways. I've noticed that in my life. And I was just thinking about that because I was riding along here and I heard a big, I'm fine, thank you. I heard a big clanking sound. It sounded like something fell off my bike. And I couldn't make any sense out of what it might have been. I'm looking for any missing bolts, anything like that. Nope. But then I saw a thumb screw, a GoPro thumb screw, sitting on the front pannier rack. So one of my camera mounts was vibrating so badly from this road that it actually, hello, it unscrewed the whole thumb screw and it fell out. Luckily it landed right on top of my metal rack. So I heard the clanging sound. If it fell onto the ground, I never would have heard it. And I just would have lost that mounting gizmo. Hello? So I've joined up with the main road at the bridge. Yeah, hot. Se fala, so hot. To have a heck of a time getting out into traffic here. So many vehicles. And there's a woman there speaking to me, but I have no idea what she's saying. So I'm trying to pay attention to her. But I'm so distracted, I can't pay attention to the road at the same time. Anyway, here I am heading up to the bridge. Very hot day. So I think I'm going to head downtown. There's an ice cream parlor that I've been to before. I think I'll get something nice and cool to relax after this ride. Hello. Oh. But maybe before I do that, hello. Maybe I'll try one of these fruit stalls here, see what I can get. Kind of a ice fruit drink. Hello. Apricot juice. Yeah, apricot with ice.
Pakai ice.
Yeah,
One.
just one. So this is their the menu, all the different fruit drinks that you can get. I'm just getting an avocado smoothie, basically. Yeah, it's fresh avocado. Yeah, it's an overwhelming place, Tanjung Balai. There's my avocado juice. So good. They mix it with chocolate here. Just that's how they serve it. So good. Yeah, my avocado drink was so good. I drank it so quickly I had to get another one. This time I went for a plain banana. So banana ice smoothie. This cost 8,000 ringgit. It's like 50 cents US. 50 cents for the banana smoothie, 70 cents for the avocado. So good. I mean, I could have 4 of these in a row. I honestly could, without any trouble at all. Thank you. Merci. So off we go, final stretch. I was going to go to this ice cream parlor, but I ended up having 3 fruit smoothies there. I had 1 avocado, then I had a banana, and it was so good I had to have a second one, so I had another banana smoothie. So I'm all good as far as cold drinks are concerned. Gonna head straight back to the hotel now. The end of my Saturday small adventure, just about. Yeah, it worked out pretty much how I'd hoped. Had a really enjoyable time. I managed to work out a few things. On my bike, as far as camera gear goes, dialed in my 360 camera mounting system a little bit, got it quite a bit better, and started to dial in how to mount my 2 GoPro cameras, get them properly situated. Yeah, things worked out pretty well. Really interesting to see that fishing boat up close. The language barrier was a lot tougher than I'm used to, maybe because it was just the atmosphere. Trying to use Google Translate that quite busy environment didn't often work out that well. So I had trouble communicating with a lot of people, but that's all right. Well, here I am. Whew, back at the hotel. That was quite a ride going through the city there.